Today we're diving into a high-stakes story of regime change. It's one where the person chosen for the top job isn't the one with the best resume, but the one nobody even thought to invite to the interview. This is a masterclass in looking past the obvious to find where the real potential lies. So let's just kick things off with a question that really frames this whole story. One we all think about. What actually makes a true leader? Is it the person who looks the part, strong, polished, experienced? Or is it something deeper? Something you can't see on the surface? Keep that question in mind as we go. All right, so here's the setup. We're at a moment of crisis. God has rejected the current king, Saul, and sends the prophet Samuel on a secret and very dangerous mission to anoint the next one. This isn't some public party, it's a covert operation. And the stakes? They are absolutely life and death. The prophet Samuel is so terrified that he literally tells God, if Saul hears about this, he will kill me. This isn't just politics. For Samuel, this mission could get him executed. So to keep Samuel safe, God gives him this brilliant cover story. He's told to go to Bethlehem and pretend he's just there for a religious sacrifice. This gives him the perfect excuse to gather the key people, this guy named Jesse and all his sons, without making anyone suspicious. It's the perfect plan to find the next king right under the current king's nose. So Samuel gets to Bethlehem. He's on mission, ready to find this new king. Jesse brings his sons out, and Samuel immediately starts sizing them up, looking for someone who just, looks like a king. And right away, he thinks he's found him. The first son, Eliab, steps forward, and he's got it all. The height, the presence, the look. Samuel is totally convinced. Surely, he thinks, this has to be the one. He just fits the mold perfectly. But then, God steps in with this huge course correction. And honestly, this is the absolute heart of the story. The message is simple and powerful. People look at the outward appearance, but the Lord looks at the heart. It's such a radical idea, right? While we're all looking at the resume and the confident smile, the real qualification is invisible. It's all about character. And just like that, the obvious choice is rejected. Boom. This must have been a total shock to Samuel. He was so sure. But it doesn't stop there. Jesse brings out his second son, Abinadab. Nope, not the one. Then comes the third son, Shammah, also rejected. You can just imagine Samuel's confusion growing. He's going through this lineup of impressive men, and his gut instinct is just wrong every single time. Get this. In total, 7 of Jesse's sons are brought before the prophet, and every single one is passed over. Think about that. The 7 most likely candidates, the ones their own father put forward, are all dismissed. So at this point, Samuel is just completely stumped. He turns to Jesse and asks this question that changes everything. Are these all the sons you have? He's run out of options, but he knows the chosen one has to be here somewhere. And that one question, it leads us to the big turning point of the story and the introduction of a hero nobody saw coming. Jesse's answer says it all. He basically says, there is still the youngest, but he's out tending the sheep. He wasn't even invited to the ceremony. He was considered so unlikely, such a non-factor, that he was just left out in the fields to work. He was literally an afterthought. So they send for him, and David arrives. And here's a little twist. The text actually notes that he is good-looking. He's healthy and handsome. But the crucial point is, that's not why he was chosen. The decision was made before Samuel ever even laid eyes on him. The moment David shows up, the message from God is immediate and crystal clear. Rise and anoint him, this is the one. There's no hesitation. The forgotten son, the shepherd boy, is the chosen king. Samuel anoints David with oil right there in front of his probably very stunned brothers. And in that instant, everything shifts. The Spirit of God comes powerfully upon David, empowering him for a destiny he doesn't even fully understand yet. A shepherd is now secretly a king. But this anointing immediately sets up a really dramatic contrast. Because while David is being spiritually empowered, the current king Saul is experiencing the exact opposite. Just as that divine favor settles on David, it completely lifts from Saul. The spiritual authority that made him king is now gone, and it leaves a huge vacuum. And this contrast creates the new reality. On one side, you have Saul tormented and distressed, And on the other, you have David, this simple shepherd boy who is now described as having God with him. The power has already shifted, even if no one in the kingdom knows it yet. King Saul's torment gets so bad that his servants are desperately looking for a way to give him some peace, and their search leads the story down a path you would never, ever expect. His attendants basically suggest music therapy, but their job description for the musician is, well, it's pretty ambitious. They're looking for someone who not only knows how to play the lyre, but is also a brave warrior, speaks well, and is a fine-looking man. I mean, who could possibly fit that specific resume? And in this amazing moment of dramatic irony, the one person they find who fits this impossible resume is, you guessed it, the shepherd boy, David. The very person secretly anointed to replace Saul is now being summoned to serve and soothe him. And this is where our two storylines just crash together, leaving us with a final, really thought-provoking question. David, the secret king, enters the court as a simple servant to Saul, the rejected king. So when the secret king serves the failing king, who really holds the power?